Right, now that we got the handbrake sorted and the interior where it needs to be, we can look at putting the carpet back in and properly mounting the shifter because the cables are just loosely in there right now. Let's start pulling some stuff out of the interior and look at finalizing these cables and then getting carpet in and interior and all that good stuff. We've also got to get the loom for the O2 sensor run through the floor somewhere. So we'll do that at the same time. Let's get into it. Before I move on with stripping this interior and getting ready for carpet, for anyone else who's doing a 96 spec where you have the handbrake up here in the dash, you'll need to connect this wire to your floor handbrake to where it was on the dash handbrake. So now that we've got that, because it's just a simple switch to ground, ran and then tied together to this and then to that. When I pull this up, we should see the handbrake come on. And there we go, moving on. Oh, so I got the shifter removed and done a bunch of cleaning and vacuuming in here to get this ready for installing the new carpet. Got the hybrid racing conversion harness that runs through the firewall here to that C103 or 101 plug. Got that routed up over the steering column, around down here. Got some protective foam on everything, and then goes down and through to the other side, to the passenger side. Also got the primary O2 sensor running down through a grommet here. Finally got the ECU mounted too, so we got the hybrid loom coming from the other side there. Runs across here, connects up with the right plugs and stuff. And then the engine loom comes down out of here and actually goes above the ECU, comes back down and then loops up on behind it. I just had to make a little alloy bracket to hold this side, and I reused the rubber isolator that was on the old B20 ECU to slide into that tray over here. So that holds that side. The USB cable for data logging on the hondata runs out of the top of the ECU here and up through this gap behind the glove box. So you'll just have to pull the glove box down to get to the data cable, which is a good thing, I think, because you don't really want people being able to mess around with a random USB cable they see in the glove box. So yeah, keep that hidden in the meantime. And this hole here, I've got some vacuum line wrapped around it to get rid of the sharpness. That's for the shifter cables that run through here. I'm going to have to make use of the OEM Honda grommet and come up with a way to seal off this area. So let's move on to the shifter cables, and once we've got the cables sorted, we can move on to things like installing the carpet and, well, actually a bit of cleaning. Here we have the shifter cables, and this go off. Here we have the shifter cables. This side here goes into the interior of the car. That end over there is for the gearbox. So what I did is I cut a hole saw into the body there for these two to fit through this size. And what it did was it created too big a hole to use the K-series K-swap little billet square thing. So now I'm going to have to kind of like salvage this. So the plan is, I've got some hole drills through it. It'll take some 10 mils, and then I'll put some riv nuts in the chassis for these to go through, and we'll make some sort of plate maybe that goes around here to help to distribute the load evenly, and we'll just kind of squish tighten this onto the chassis underneath and call it a day. Save that billet piece that I bought for another K-swap if I do one. And stickers turned up, so website's going to be live, I don't know, next couple days or so. Yeah. Oh, then we got the gaskets that go over it, so plastic one first, and metal one on top. And this is what the shifter cables look like on the interior side. So that should seal it up just fine. Now let's push this thing out and start doing some carpet. Got a wet vac system over here with some carpet detergent cleaner stuff. It was kindly lent to me by Jared. Jared was actually in one of my last videos where I sold the S2000. He's got a pretty sick little 1980s SJ Accord. Same as the one I have in my older videos and out in the driveway. So let's get this shit ready to go. Clean the carpet while I've got it out of the car. Clean the floor mats and maybe do some seats. And chuck it all back together. It's time, getting close. And here we have it, the JDM floor mats and carpet cleaned. Granted, they are from 1996, so they didn't clean up 100% perfect, but definitely better than before, and definitely smells better than before. Well, let's chuck this in the car. We're obviously gonna have to ditch this one because of the handbrake, and we're gonna have to make some adjustments for the shifter. So yeah, let's throw this in the car and start making some cuts. Interior back together, nice and clean. Got the right amount of pedals. Manual shifter, hell yeah. Clusters all sorted. Got our little JDM storage. Place the airbag. What do we got behind here? We got the data cable for kpro, which is down there. Yeah, shit. Starting to look like a finished product. You got little JDM pole button for parking. I've never understood what the hell those are for though. I mean, you really need a pole to pop out of the front of the car to tell you where the f you are. And yeah, spotlight, fog lights, whatever. Well, that's it. Another step closer. I've actually started on the exhaust with the help of Chris. Cheers, Chris. We'll be working on that hopefully next week some more. So should have a video on that. If the exhaust is taking too long, I'm just going to have to get on with it and start doing some fluids and stuff. I was waiting for the exhaust to be done so I didn't have to run the car without full exhaust because it's quite loud. But I might just have to do it. Fill it with coolant, fill it with power steering fluid because we really need to know if there's any leaks because it's getting close to the point where it's time to start driving it and can't really have leaks. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you're enjoying this. Like it, share it, comment. All that kind of stuff helps. And see you in the next one.